Hello everyone, so it is the last day of the reading rush and I didn't vlog at all today because I wanted to have the whole day free so that I could read, focus on the books that I wanted to finish. So let's recap, shall we? Originally, I had 4 books in my TBR and it did not go well. Let's just say that. The first book that I wanted to read was Amarse es de Valientes by Alejandro Ordóñez. This is kind of like a self-help book, personal essays kind of thing, and I think I wanted to use it for the read one book in one room, and I wanted to read it downstairs in the living room because it was really short. The font is quite big and the chapters are also tiny. And then I did the try a chapter thing. I read actually 3 chapters. I don't know. I read up until page 30 and I was like, no thanks. It is a very standard, very whatever, meh kind of self help book. Yeah. Next, I wanted to read The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, and this would have been for the prompt of read a book about a place you've always wanted to go to, because it says right here in the back of the book, the Walls children learned to take care of themselves, they fed, clothed, and protected one another, and eventually found their way to New York. So I thought it was going to be set for the most part in New York, which is a place I've always wanted to go to. I was wrong, and this book also turned out to be quite racist. There were a couple of slurs thrown in there, and then I decided I loved myself too much and DNF'd it at the 54% mark, something like that. Another book in my TBR was La Distancia entre Nosotros by Reina Grande. This is also a memoir about a girl whose parents go to the United States to save money and leave her and her brother and sister behind to live with their grandmother. I made it to page 120 of 363. I really wanted to finish this today, and in fact I read quite a bit of it today, but I decided to prioritize the other book I will talk about in a bit. But I am really loving this. I don't know if I should put this in context, especially because of how the world is at the moment. But let's just say that rural Mexico is not the place you want to live in when economic crises are blooming. So I will finish this next week, and I will also vlog the experience because I have 2 other books to read next week urgently. But I really am loving this. This is so important. I love that it's hopeful. Like, it has very dark moments, but it also has very light at the end of the tunnel kind of moments, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's always hard to read books about your own country not caring for its people, but it's a necessary book, and it's a book that I recommend. It's on Scribd. If you want to read it, it's available in English. In fact, it was originally written in English. This is a translation, so definitely check it out if you are up for it. Oh, and by the way, this one was supposed to fill the prompt of read a book with a house on the cover. Here are the houses on the cover. And finally, the last book that I wanted to read was a book I actually finished, so yay me, and it was Read a Book That You Think Will Make You Smile, and it was Mew Squad by Chantel Acevedo. This is a middle grade fantasy story about a Cuban American girl who lives in Miami, who one day discovers that she is one of the 9 Greek muses, specifically Calliope. Is it pronounced Calliope or Calliope? I don't know. But the muse of epic poetry, which I think is really interesting. And this book was just so wholesome and adorable. And I want to gush about it so bad because it's just the most adorable thing I've ever read. I love the girl friendship that is in this book. It's just so beautiful because it's not just about an old friendship, it's also about new friendships, and it's about an old friendship getting pieced back together. It's about power and how you use it. It's about learning that there are different kinds of heroes out there, and just because you don't think you're a specific kind of hero doesn't mean you're not a hero at all. And I think that's a very, very, very powerful lesson. And I think it's a very timely thing to put in a book. And I just claps all around for Chantel Acevedo. This was fantastic. My only two complaints is that I feel like the ending was super, super rushed. I think I hit the 50% mark, something like that. And I felt like there was not much progress being made. And then 3 chapters away from finishing the book, everything was just really, really fast. Then the last chapter was supposed to wrap it all up. And it was just a lot. Like, I felt like I was getting whiplash because things were happening way too fast. And the second thing is that there was a lot of internalized hatred in this book. Obviously, from the main character, she is fat. People make fun of her for being fat, and it's just really, really hard to read about it as a fellow chubby girl. This one, it really hit me because she was also physically quite similar to me. And it just hit me in all the right places how much I struggled with my body image. Let's just say I've always been the chubby one in my friend group and in my family, and sometimes it still gets to me, but especially when I was younger, it was especially hard to deal with all of that. And reading a character as young as an 11-year-old dealing with the same things made me all sorts of emotional. Again, I'm not saying that it's bad in any way. I'm just saying that it hit way too close to home, and I was not expecting that. And I was also hoping that it was dealt with a little bit more, because we never really see the resolve of those body image issues. I don't really know how to explain it, but I feel like it could have been a lot more explored, and it wasn't. Oh, and by the way, I thought I should mention this. I posted 3 of the 4 pictures that were required for the challenges for the reading rush. Albeit 2 of them were late, were a whole day late, but I'm still really happy that I was able to post them. I posted the first 3. So a picture of my bookshelves, a picture of my bookmark, and a picture of, I forgot what the first challenge was. The 4th one was to take a picture of a book outside, and I really wanted to do that, but I wanted to do that as soon as I finished a book. And I just finished a book, and now it's way too late and it's way too dark for me to take a picture. So I might take it tomorrow, even though it won't count for the contest. I don't care. I just want to take a picture with a book outside. And yeah, so that's it for the Reading Rush vlogs. I'm very happy that I managed to finish one book and get almost halfway through with another book. I'm kind of sad that I had to DNF and decide to unhaul 2 books, but it is what it is. Let me know in the comments below how your Reading Rush weekend went, if you participated, if you didn't. Let me know all the things down below, and if you haven't already and you'd like to, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!